Oh Lord, this is definitely what you call a impromptu live. Like I had no plans, no intentions of going live, and I'm just here with my thoughts, with my mind, having one of those, when you want to say week, but it more feel like weeks, months. Well, not months, but I've been having, one of those days, kind of feel like it is compounding, but I'm like, why not just go live, see if anybody's up, see if anybody will join, and regardless, just go live and talk, just go live and see what happens, right? So, I'm here. I am here just thinking and wondering what to do with all the feelings and what to do with, uh oh, uh oh, and what to do with all the emotions, and you know what I mean? I'm like, let's just go and talk. Whether somebody's there to hear you out, whether it's you alone, just talk it out, right? So that's what I'm doing. And when you are working on so many things, sometimes it feels like you're doing so much and nothing at the same time, and I think we all have those moments. I think we all have those days. And you have to just step back and say, listen, and say, you know what? I'm doing as much as I possibly can. I'm doing as much as I humanly can. You know what I mean? And stay encouraged. And sometimes some things comes in the right time, like at the right moment, even when you least expect it. Right? I want to remember the quotation that I saw today that spoke directly to me. And what was it? Instead of complaining, when in the dark, light a candle. And trust me, when I lie, sometimes it's hard to even light that candle. Sometimes it's hard to. So basically, it's saying while going through the rough times, encourage yourself. Find something to be thankful for. Don't complain when going through the darkness. And sometimes it's hard, but not telling a lie. Can't even pretend. Sometimes it's so hard to do that, to stay motivated, to motivate yourself while raising a family, while you have a kids, and while you have so much, and yeah, so much things are just going through your mind, and my feelings are all over the place. Like my feelings are all over the place. I started thinking about, because you want to encourage yourself, I started finding things to be thankful for, grateful for my kids, grateful for my husband, grateful for my family. And then it leads me to start thinking about my kids, and I'm like, you want to encourage a relationship where your kids can talk to you, because even as adults, sometimes you feel like you always tell people find somebody to talk to and express yourself, and I'm like, I hope I'm that person for my kids, and I want to feel like we do have that relationship, but you never can tell, you know what I mean? Because life happens, and even though they're kids, they're their own individual people, and I'm like, I hope that I'm the safe place, and I feel like I'm the safe place for my kids. And I want to confidently say, no, I can almost say, I know I'm the safe place for my kids them. And I leave that door open for them to be able to come and talk to me. Right? And I'm always like, you know what, God, I really sincerely hope that my kids will know, so no matter where you go, I am home. And I'm looking here because you can see a few of the stuff that I have on, and this is I'm in Theola's room right now because she wants to sleep with her sister. So I'm like, why not utilize her room? Because, Malia's room is right next to mine. So I didn't want to wake up Theola because it's our bedtime now. And on Malia's wall, we have the same things all over the place. And I always remind them, and this is just my little, motivational, what do I call it? Paragraphs, passages, or affirmations. We make that a daily thing that we do, right? And one thing that I wrote, and I have it in my kids' room, and I tell them, listen, thank you. And I said, listen, you know what? I really hope my kids know this, and I let them read it every now and again and remind themselves. It says, family is where you're loved without manipulation or control. Family is where you can always feel safe. Family is always honest with you, even if it isn't what you want to hear. Family wants what's best for you always. Anything or anyone that tries to separate you from family that is good to you and love you is never a place or person you should be around. I just try to tell them things and put them around and, remind yourself, these are Theola's words that she chose for this year. I am happy, loving, loved, calm, and healthy. After God is family. I put things around the place, to even encourage myself and motivate myself and, try and just stay encouraged. But, I was just thinking, I'm like, you know what? That's why it's so good to create that environment where you can talk to your kids and your kids them can feel like they can come to you and talk to you about things, because mental health is nothing to joke with. No matter how strong you say it is, everybody has a point and everybody have them breaking points. And I always say to my husband, like, I would never want my kids to go through certain things and feel like they have nowhere to turn to and nobody to talk to. And I'm like, I want to have a open relationship where my kids them can come to me. Even if I don't like what they're saying to me, more of them know they can come to me, and I'm going to be there to listen. I'm going to be there to encourage them. And sometimes, I was just saying to my girlfriend the other day, sometimes they really don't want your opinion. They just want somebody to just sound it out, to vent to. And I'm like, I want to create that environment for my kids, like for them to come to me, because trust me, this world is so this world is so scary and feel evil sometimes. It's like I'm afraid my kids don't even move up. I always tell my husband, oh me, I'm gonna build up my little chicken coop and make sure that my them have them little room, so that them can always, when they can stay with me. Hear me now. Hey, me build a 3-story house and I know say one day on top, one day in the middle, and we the downstairs with them husband and them family. I think I'm so afraid my kids to just go out in the world and leave me. I'm like, Lord Jesus, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be one of those mothers, because the world feels so scary. The world feels so scary. Sometimes I'm like, good God, how am I gonna manage my putting them gone? Out of the house, that is, right? How am I gonna manage? Because it feels so scary. And I was having a conversation even today. My good friend and I said, boy, the truth is, you don't want to create an environment where your kids them don't come to you and express. I feel so blessed and privileged to know that my daughter, both of them, but I was particularly talking about my older daughter, that she felt comfortable to come to me and say, Mommy, I was thinking about this and I would like to do this, or I would like to look into getting this done, or whatever. Without something you want to hear or don't want to hear. I'm so good, but I felt so blessed to know that we have that relationship where my daughter can come to me and say, Mommy, I want to get this done, or Mommy, I think about this, or Mommy, this and that happened today. And I'm saying, that is such a blessing. And because truth is, I was raised by my dad. I was raised by a single dad. So my daddy's girl, right? And a part of you, no matter how old you get, a part of you always yearn for whichever parent is missing out of the house. So if a father alone raise you, you will yearn for the mother, and vice versa. And even though now that I'm older, honestly, my mom and I, would always talk or whatever on the phone or whatever the case may be. Me and one of them would call the barrel picnic, your mom was overseas, right? But my mom didn't raise me. And then when my mom came back physically into my life, I was an adult, had Mali already, right? So that was like a whole rebuilding of a relationship and getting to know each other at this stage or these stages in both of your lives, right? And I say that to say my mom wasn't there in those during those years. So I feel good to say, when my daughter go through these phases that I remember clearly, I am here to support her, and sometimes even kids take that for granted. Even kids take that for granted because I had to say to my daughter, listen, this way you have and you complain about, enough people want it. And I can speak from experience. Because of course when you're raising the kids and them in the house with you, they might tell them, oh, miserable, I'm strict, I'm want to do this, I'm this, I'm that. And if you talk to a child who don't have them parents or one parent in the house, as in them don't have mommy or them don't have dad in the house, them would have do anything for them mommy strict on them and for them mommy cook and clean and take care of them and I say don't do this and whatever, So as them always say, it's like the forbidden fruit. People always want what they don't have, and sometimes they take for granted what you do have, right? So I tell my daughter, I tell her straight, I'm tell her something. You see everything you do? There are people out there who love to have what you have and don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted because you see, as long as whatever I'm saying to you is nothing that's gonna harm you, and you can't sit down because you're intelligent enough to say, Mommy is just telling me not to do this or not to wear that or not to go there or don't do that after certain hours or whatever the case. Can this harm me in any way? It might not please him because you might want to express yourself and do certain things and whatever, but can it harm me? And if that's a no, why not just look into it, at least look into it? Because I raised my kids, even when I was in Jamaica, I can mostly talk about Malia because she's older, but I'm still raising Theola in the same way where they express themselves to me. Don't get me wrong, I have my cow down moments. I have my cow down moments them, but the truth of it is I raise my kids where I don't call them no more. I tell them, talk to me. Theola Malia will let me know, Mommy, I'm not happy right now. I just want some time. I want my space. I don't like what you said to me just now. I don't like how you spoke to me just now. And I'm not a problem with that. Because we grew up in a culture where kids must be seen and not heard. I'm not raise my kid to them, so I don't raise them like that because at the end of the day, they're human beings. And they have the moments where they don't want to talk. They have the moments where they're tired. They have the moments where they're in a mood and them have attitude and them just upset about something or whatever. So I raise my kids to make them tell me, so listen, Mommy, right now, I'm not feel so good, or Mommy, I don't like what you just said, or I'm angry about something. I raise them to talk their mind and tell me these things. Respectfully, of course, but I want them to know that they're a human being too, and they have feelings, and them feelings matter. Because I remember when I was in college, and I had a psychology teacher. He was so just good at explaining things. And I remember he said, you know what? Parents take it for granted that, especially in Jamaica, I can only speak about Jamaica because I'm Jamaican. Whatever love say, you don't have nothing for bother you. We don't have nothing to stress about. You have bills up here. You have for about this, for about that. Those are not their level of stresses. But they do have things to stress about. Even friendships. When they go through with them friends and the different dynamics and who vex this week or who said something to them or trying to find their identity, trying to fit in or stand out or trying to navigate the whole school life balance, and then you have to do extracurricular activity plus or you want to participate in different things. Those situations can be stressful, and it's still stress. They might have different things to stress about, but that's still stress. So I tell my kids that I appreciate that you do have your stuff that are on your mind. You do have moments, you do have bad days, and I want you to feel comfortable to tell me that, Mommy, if like for instance, like my older daughter, I said to her, Malia, please wash the dishes. I always tell her, Joe, better come and I make up your face and attitude up Just if you can't do it now, I don't mind. I raise her to know that, listen, mommy, I heard you. Is it okay if I do the dishes later because I have something to do? If it's urgent, I will say, Malia, the truth is, it's pretty urgent. I need you to do that right now. If not, I'll say, fine, but communicate how you feel. Because nothing wrong if you're not in the mood for wash your plate. You can't in the mood for mommy, give me 10 minutes. I'm not in the mood right now. You know, I'm kind of tired of that long day. I appreciate that. I tell my kids to tell me that. Like, yeah. Sometimes Taylor come and she's like, mommy, I just want to relax today. I had a long day and I just want to relax with you. Can we relax tonight? And mind you, I am going to let her do the homework and stuff, but I give her additional homework too to do, like whatever the teacher sent home. I have my old stuff printed. She have a whole thing going on here, so with her folders, and I have homework. So I used to do that with Malia too, and I did it with Theola. She have a whole everything I go on with homework and all of that. So I give her additional homework, and I'll tell her like, listen, if you can't do it tonight, as in the additional homework, that's fine. We'll relax after. I let them express themselves. I make them express themselves and tell me, say, mommy, you know, I'm not feel so good, or I don't want to, you know, I'm not in the mood, or whatever the case. I let them express themselves. And then because I was sitting and I think, I was like, God, this world feels so lonely sometimes. And I'm like, I just always want to be the person there if they know so my kids them know so them have at least me. At least because the truth is, as human beings, we're naturally wired to want to protect ourselves. And whether that coming at the farm of even protect your business, like you know what, if your business, sometimes you go through some things, you don't know who to turn to, you don't know who to talk to, you don't know who to tell certain things because you don't know if they're going to understand where you go through, you don't know if they're going to judge you for where you go through, you don't know if they're going to judge you for how you feel. And it is just so good sometimes to have people who you can be unfiltered with, right? Like just tell them the raw truth. And even doing the social media thing, you know, sometimes you feel kind of, if you're not strong and know who you are, you feel kind of guided or to put on a persona or don't show certain sides of you because you want to pretty it up. For instance, those who know, Zena, right? So we are look on, my love fashion. Girl ever at used to. But my love dress up, love look nice, and even from a younger, everybody used to say that. Even when I went to university, some things that people think about me, because they had no idea, like them just all these things say, why the girl can go on here, she ever just what. I love dressing up, I love fashion, I love this. And when I see myself coming into a new country and starting from scratch, sometimes girl Ed want do and girl not even can do Ed. Whether it mean I not have the money to do it, or I not have the time to do it, or whatever the circumstances are, when I tell you, say, starting over from scratch is one of the most humbling things anybody can do. And when I see myself to myself, say, listen, no matter what, I want to start my YouTube journey. And whether that means I go start it and look like Medusa, whether that means I go start it and my head not do, and I not dress up, and whether I go start it, I'm gonna do it. Because from I was younger, I am the kind of person who I don't let my circumstances define me. I don't let my circumstances define who I am. Like, remember one of my friends said to me, say, girl, you're brave, you know? I said, well, yeah, because, you know, oh, you at and love just up and go on and who know you. You don't feel no way if them see you up on YouTube and know, say, because sometimes, you know, my head stay bad, you know? So that head really stay bad and, you know, dress up and, you know, look your best, quote unquote, your best and whatever. And she said, girl, I'm not telling you you're brave. I rate you for that because me would do YouTube and know, say, people have to see me in my words and what my head want to do, how I not dress up and whatever and know it. And I said to her, you know what the truth is? That don't define me, sorry. I said, you know what? That don't define me. That don't define me because who know and who for know. You understand? Because, I'm not lie, if I'm never strong in myself and confident in who I is, the bickering and the things that people say and what people have to do and whatever. And girl, you know, you can't do it before you go in the video them are why you have to dress up and put your makeup and do this and that before you do the video them and whatever the case. And that not shape me because when girl bathe and put her and clean and go out, girl bathe and clean and go out. But my reality is different. You understand? I have a vision, I have a purpose. I'm always tell people work in silence and make your results be the noise. Work in silence. Nobody not to know what you do. Because one thing I know, I prove this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And enough at girl not have a bed. Enough of the whole heap of girl them you see out the door have a bed. I am my dad's only biological child. Because my sister, he adopted my older sister. So I am my dad's only biological child. You understand? So when it comes on to being okay, I was okay. My father teach me to drive from me young. So I can, before me can even see about the steering wheel good. From me I sit down there on a steer and then he must steer and me I change gear until me I drive by myself. So driving, me I do that long time. So I used to take out the car and drive. I'm not drive it until I start drive when I drive until I start drive on my own. I say that to say when I come to Canada, I have people me know what decide say them come to Canada and them have to have a car. Not saying anything is wrong with that, but I'm talking about having a car any means necessary. Even if it means say you're not gonna live in the most conducive situation for kids or for your own kids, you gotta have a car. Because I not take the bus, I not drive so long and start up when I take bus. I can't bother them life to this and that. And I made up, me and my husband make a conscious decision and I said, listen, the car thing over here, so easy to get car. Like easy to get car. You can't go buy one car for $5,000. That's another problem. But you have to maintain that car. And like Jamaica, where you know say a one tire run it until the tire done and the tire wear out. You have and the truth is, a lot of the insurance them they prefer when you have the tire for the correct season. Even though you do have seasonal tires, them kind of prefer when you have the snow tire them and the other tire them, you know, the all season maybe for the other time them. But it's a different ball game. And the monies that I would pay, my husband that pay as new drivers in a new country, the insurance, it's crazy. Plus that about gas and everything else. I said when me maths out that I sit down and work out the math, I said, Theodore, I think it works it right now, you know. Plus me have school fee I pay because I go to school and I have my two daughters them way, but still have to make sure say them have them basic necessities. But decided to when I start over, I now watch the face, I watch the face, I now brush my teeth. I start over, and I decided that I'm gonna start the YouTube now, I now wait. So don't ever watch me look like Medusa and say, Edward do, she no look good, she no act, she no that. That never fears me because I have a mission. I'm never do it. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to take care of yourself, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, it's better you just start. Because if you wait and things are perfect to start, you're not gonna ever start. I bet you just start. And I decided that I've always been so confident in who I am. Alright. I go way back. Growing up, my dad's house, because my mom and my dad were married. And when my mom left, before she left, she and my daddy, you know, say the woman, as I always say, people say the man at the head, but the woman at the neck. The head can't turn without the neck. So even though the man at the head, because they say the brain there, the woman determine the direction of your family. We determine the direction of your future. If you have a good woman, you can have a beautiful future. She can build you. If you have a woman who shake it, trust and believe, she can send it down the wrong direction. The neck are the direction. I said that to say my mom decides when my daddy buy him house, you know, and thing and whatever, and my mommy move in, as in they are married people, and she encouraged him to start add on to the house, do the construction, build up more rooms and whatever. But when my dad when my mom left to go overseas, the neck gone. So the head now go left, it now go right, the neck gone. So my dad just stopped the construction right where he did. He just stopped build it. He just stopped build the house. And I grew up in an unfinished house. Like, you know, when I don't know, but one of them, they're going to try to find some pictures. I think we might have 1 and 2 pictures. I grew up in an unfinished house. And my house was the only unfinished house for a long time on the block growing up. And my friends, they used to always, some people say, boy, easy, not easy, nobody can say nothing for hurt your feelings, you know. Nobody, and even though that created a whole other problem, which we might get into, they used to say, hey, nobody can say nothing for hurt your feelings, you know, so you're confident, you know, you're this, you know, because, of course, when you grow up, you know, kids can be very brutal. Some kids that want to be and say, go ahead, girl, your house don't pretty, your house don't look good, your house this, your house that. Oh, me make everybody that want to live in our unfinished house. You can't talk to me. Oh, you can't hurt my feelings. You can't hurt my feelings. Yeah. You see my unfinished house I live in now? The one of the part that we have built up, and my big personal dolly house, my play with something, my set up my thing them, could hurt my feelings. Can't hurt my feelings. And I think that just growing up like that and also being one of the only persons in my friend group, or we can almost say community at the time. I was like the only child in my community, or at least on my block, because back then everybody kind of know everybody. And I like, no, everybody kind of know everybody. Sometimes people are just see with them door open. People that used to tell me, and I could remember some things sometimes. People used to try to open your door coming in, because especially the scheme was new and all the houses look alike. And everybody just a movie. People that try to open your lock and nobody not feel that a thief are broken. Them like, hey, wrong house. And then move on. And I remember being like one of the only kids around my area who never have a mother. And as a kid growing up, you question things, you wonder why. So I had to develop such a thick skin from a young age. In our unfinished house I grew up. My mother, certain things I have to just learn on my own, do on my own. When my other friend, they might have go home to cook meals and to mommy the woman, you know, when ear want come, not to lie, my ear used to on point still, because one thing, I used to care for my natural hair. And that's why even my kids, them have very long, nice, beautiful hair, because I care for their hair. But point is, certain things that they had a mommy to do, me never have it. So I always had to be my own defender to an extent. Daddy was very protective of me and very strict, but Daddy couldn't be there all the time. Daddy had to work, plus he had to manage the house. At that time, he was raising me and my sister, you know, my older sister. So he had 2 daughters raising on his own as a single father. So you can only imagine that dynamic. And plus, your father never talked to you about certain things. So a lot of things I had to learn on my own. My sister had to do a lot of things on her own. So I had to become emotionally strong, because I go through a lot. If I never firm and strong, trust and believe. But I encounter some whole heap of things, even some things that I have encountered. Yeah. Some things that I have encountered that I think I subconsciously block them out. And the older that I got, and the more that I started reading and learning and accepting that those things did happen and those things were wrong or inappropriate, is the older that I got, I'm like, it's just like I'm raising daughters. I'm like, you know, no, I have to reconcile. I have to know that those things were wrong. But kind of all over the place with that. But the point I'm making is, I had to grow a thick skin. I had to figure a lot of things out. And my way of protecting myself was for just make things, you know, like water off a duck's back. Well, can't too say nothing for hurt my feelings, because this is a weapon, yeah. This would have been the weapon I farm against you. In my mouth, me used to have some things to tell people. Where I grew up, people know me. Everybody know me in my community. Everybody know me for, hey, them says, Zena, my mouth, hey, you not hurt my feelings, you know, because I'm going to join you with my mouth, you know. And furthermore, the worst part about it, I used to love really the argument, you know. Me we come out they come pop me for pop and broke or me for broke. So I grew up so I had to learn to defend myself and protect myself, and you couldn't jeer me about nothing. So I went on and such a like me just gone with it a while ago, but I'm saying that to say doing this YouTube thing now, me have thick skin. I had to have thick skin. Like, and then on top of growing up like that, my first daughter, I had my first daughter in college. 18 years old, I get pregnant with my first daughter. Oh Jesus, that was another problem. That was another thing. People them leg of them mouth. You see, sitting there, then leg of them tongue, then leg of them mouth. Come them say all kind of things. Them talk this, them talk that, and Lord God, that is my life done, and this, that, and all of everything that people can say, can only imagine. And then worse, them mother and then we did them depend. Lord God, our one father struggle with her, our one father send her to college and this, that, and whatever, and look, they know she go and breed and Ray and Tay and all of them something there. And I had to, it's like every stage of my life, I had to develop another layer, another layer, another layer. My firstborn, my belly pain. Can you imagine if we did this to people? Can you imagine my body turning back? Because on top of getting pregnant, I was in college, still graduated at the top of my class. Let me just put that out there. All them go, TT, the baby, the younger one say, Mommy, clap that. Clap that. Still graduated on the top of my class. Still came in the top 10 for all my subjects. And I'm saying top 10 to be modest because top 5, second in a subject, third in a subject, 5th and 7th. Top 10 in my subjects in Cape. Yeah, all my subjects, right? So, and if I like someone get pregnant and then life done this so, and me give up. I've always been a fighter and push through or whatever. And honestly, that even make me kind of raise my kids them different, where I don't want them to be so armored, like so rough, and that's why I kind of do a lot for them. My kids are very independent. I teach them a lot of things. They are very well behaved, but it's like I'm there for them because of how I had to do everything for myself. So I kind of protect them a lot with certain things. I do for them and make sure so they don't have to worry about them things here, because it's like my always my husband says that I don't get any break. You know, I was in school, then imagine I got pregnant at 18. Got pregnant at 18. So you know, so from you get pregnant, if it's a good up mother, your life just switch directions. So from I was 18 years old, I had to redirect my life because I took up big woman things. So now things can't be the same. Your priorities change, right? So because of that, imagine from 18 until now, I just feel like I have not gotten a break, and sometimes I'm like working so hard to accomplish certain things because it's like doing it so long, it gets overwhelming sometimes, right? So, sorry, I say that to say, listen, it's just so much things. So I had to create that thick skin. So even now, when I started the YouTube and I decided that I'm going to go on this journey, even though I was not in the ideal situation, because a lot of people will come out and show the pretty. A lot of people will come out and only showing the glitz and the glamour, and then when the camera they turn off, a problem, insecurities and bawling and misery. I'm not depend that, because Atnis said of everybody. And I like one time when clothes hard to get, everybody go on Shein. If you get a good sale, you can get a blouse for $3. So I like that Atnis are done. And I like that Atnis have ever done for me and anybody else. But my priorities shifted. Coming here, this whole change of environment is new, and it was new for my kids, right? And we're still even considered newcomers. That's the truth. Because you don't really start getting settled in Canada until you're there for at least 5 years. At least 5 years before you can start certain things. You understand? But I wanted to make sure that the change was more comfortable for my daughters because they did not have a say in moving. Even though they were excited to move, it would have still been our decision to say do this as a family, right? So I was more interested in making sure that my daughters are okay. Even my Edna do, for them Ed do. Even me naked like a buckle and barefoot like a dolly, them not barefoot and them of them clothes them. Right now, since even I came here, they've had to donate so many things because I want to make sure that they're comfortable. When me and Theodore we lock we eye and walk past our department, we make sure that the girls them okay. So we just kind of overcompensated to make sure that we want to make sure that they're okay here. And that's not just only with material things, you know. Make sure that them are short at certain things, make sure that them have certain things. So I definitely know that I definitely know that I've neglected myself. Theodore have neglected himself too in so many ways to make sure say the kids are okay. And you know, we know that not good. We're not encouraging anybody to do that. But what keeps us leveled is knowing that it's not gonna be forever. And we do have a plan and we do have a deadline. We do have an expected turnaround time for certain things that certain seeds that we've been planting. We do expect to reap from the trees or reap the fruits of our labor. You understand? And even though I am working on that and I want to encourage my kids to even do it differently, and what I mean by that is to live while trying to make a life. Because you see, the destination point will always move. You understand? Because as I said, happiness is not a destination. Happiness is the journey, it's a process. And I have been kind of wired to operate like that where I'm going to do certain things and then after that, no, I've been deliberately trying to not wait on this point to get certain things done or to do certain things, like to prioritize myself or take care of myself or enjoy myself or treat myself. I've started now to work on doing that throughout. As them say, happiness is a collection of memories on the way. It's a collection of memories on the way. Happiness is not when you get to point B, then you'll be happy. No, it's a collection of memories. So I've started to, try to do things that make us happy. Sometimes you go spend a little extra money if you go out, go eat something or go do something for yourself, and that is something that I'm working on deliberately because I know that I need to do it. And but I prefer to start my YouTube journey, whether or not it was the ideal situation. I'm not going on perfection because the truth is nobody not perfect. And so once you come out and I go on like say perfect or try from perfection, it never work. Just be your authentic self. Just be your authentic self. And who for gravitate, I will gravitate. You understand? But you see, any put on a show to get people, it never lasts. Because as my daddy used to say, anyway you go, you bring yourself with you. And he used to say, you can walk and tell lies, but the truth will always find a way to come out. No matter how long it takes, the true you are going to come out. So just be yourself. Be your authentic self. Make those who will gravitate to you. Because even growing up, I used to wonder if sometimes am I doing something wrong or am I crazy? Because my expectations were different. Like what made me happy was different. Me and my girlfriend the other day said, when I was in high school with my friends, I'm going to say that very loosely, friends, but when I was in high school, sometimes I felt like I did not fit in. Because much ago, I used to love the fashion and love dress up. So the thing say, yeah, at girl, but they always have this. And my morals and my standards were different. So I used to always be the person who I feel like I don't have a group, like a real group of friends. Because when the nerd them, quote unquote nerd them, things say, I fit in with the hot girl them feel like I fit in with the nerd them because when they do certain things and certain things, they hide it from me. They don't want to tell me because I'm always the person who say, But now that our girl, that no sound good, girl, don't do that, or you know, I'm just the person who don't entertain certain things. So I used to be in the group and sit down and something I hear the little whispers for them run, you know. Them not tell you where I go on because me a the boring girl. Me now go encourage them to do certain things. And the funny thing is because of my personality and how outgoing I was, people would think that I was that girl, like the girl who would have wanted certain things or would be doing certain things. And yeah, more than that, worse, I'm gonna get pregnant at 18. You could tell them certain things. Nobody never have no proof of me. I did not need it because the truth is, I was never a girl who run up and down and when me go high school, me have a boyfriend where everybody gonna meet up at a crossroad or Alpha or downtown, and everybody have their boyfriend or whatever. I was never that girl. School over 2:30, me to make people get in a trouble. Me tell people say, Zena, please, nobody make my mother see you. Because if you can reach a Portmore from Crossroad in a 30 minutes, my mother gonna say it's possible. Because when me go man later even time, me tell my mother say I can't get the bus. This and that, and them always say, oh, Zena reach home. St. Usually say over. Like say 2:30, 2:45. I think about 2:30. Oh, me reach home before 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock never catch me on the road yet. Me should take one bus where this will leave Crossroad at a certain time, and when a school over me through the gate, I broke my neck. We had such a relationship with the driver because of my family having relationship with them and had taxi on the road and bus on the road back then. So we kind of know the drivers them. So if they miss me come, the bus used to drive come to the school, drive come at the school to come meet me. Then we call me and said, Zena, where you there? And I said, boy, school over, them let me a little late, but me I run come. Because that bus was left a certain time every day from Crossroads. So even though some of them call Zena, you come to the Wednesday and then we come drive the bus come up into the school to come pick me up. That's how serious I was about leaving and heading home. So most one of them was born up after boyfriend at this at Crossroad, a boyfriend at Aperture, a boyfriend at downtown. Me head out. Me head figure straight home. You understand? But people would assume because my personality was so big and always just outgoing that she must have this or she, and then worse me still have dress up and go on. Then we say, oh, she must have this, she must have that. Far from the truth. Far, far from the truth. Even like my kids now, I can speak more to my older daughter because she's older. So she loves dressing up, very fashionable, classy and fashionable. But if you just look at her to see how she dress and carry herself, you might think, say, I just want to act girl like nothing up here, so. But I know how she is because she get it from me. No, and I just act girl and nothing up here, so. So I used to always felt like I was so misunderstood growing up. I always felt misunderstood, and until I started getting older and speaking to and realized that when I misunderstood now just born the wrong time. Because my peers, them and me never can really talk. Like I just think we have nothing in common. We have nothing in common. So I used to find my friend group in older people, like older men or older women. Not for me to do with them, I mean. Not for me to do with the older man. But I mean, I always felt like I had better conversations with older women or older men growing up. Because when my friend them depend, me never depend that. And the funny thing is, my dad is a father who could have got to and said, Daddy, so them keep something and I want to go. As long as I have the information to give him, he would allow me. But I was the one who wanted to head home. I said, my friend them who feed them mother and father go tell them no, them no run for teeth out and gone. And then Mr. Alice says, Zena, oh, you have a father who so understanding and trust you and you know want to go now. I wish I did my father stay when I could have just tell him and from him know. So because my daddy, which I have that relationship with my kids, I make them know, say, you don't have to tell me a lie. If you tell me the truth, good. But if you tell me a lie, a problem that's for me. I have that rule from Malia, from Malia was younger, where if you tell me the truth about something, we'll figure it out together. But if you lie about it, you only have problems. And I always make sure that they know that if you tell me the truth, you won't be punished, or you won't be punished for the truth. But so no matter how rough it is sometimes, you know, they tell me the truth. Is that better? But I don't want to scare them off from telling me the truth. So that has always been a rule from Malia was younger. So I do the same with Viola. So my kids come and they tell me the truth. So my dad had that where I could have said, come and say, Daddy, something I keep half a tree. It start 5. It had done 10. We're supposed to reach home by 11. May I go with A and B and C and D. I go drive and whatever. And once I have all the information and my dad felt comfortable with that information, he would allow me to go. But I didn't want to do it. Things used to keep after school, the artists have come, this and that, and me gone through the gate, me gone home. Oh, we should talk and talk. Like, me gone to my yard. 2 o'clock, 2:30 school done. Me reach at Portmore by 3 o'clock from Cross Road. In my house by 3 o'clock. That was unheard of. Me and lay with my bus, broke my neck with my bus and gone in my yard. I was never that kid who, because even now, like Malia, ever in her room, always in her room. Like, at school done, Malia reach home. Just like me. At school done, Malia reach home. You understand? So, as I say, you know, this journey with YouTube, I for sure, have no qualms, I feel no way to make people start from here. So, and eventually, when we can get more familiar and have that audience, that family where we can sit down and show now, they get to know me and see in the past or whatever the case. And honestly, I don't need to go this. Like, I don't need to talk about, I don't need to prove who I was or who I am or who I want to be. I'm just gonna be my authentic self. You know what I mean? And when we eventually get to know me, you guys will eventually get to know me and just know it. And I have some things I really want, like really want to talk about and get into it and you know, that I really want to talk about and get into eventually when I have that, like I have that audience so they can really tap in and ask me the question them are, you know, but eventually we'll get there. Eventually we will get there. But anyways, you know, I'm gonna wrap it up now. I'm gonna call it a night. So that's I just wanted to just kind of, a lot was just going through my mind, and I'm like, why not just sit down and chit chat? Why not just sit down and talk? And I'm gonna try and do this as often as I can because you know you get a little candid sometimes. You know when you just come live and whatever and interact and whatever. So yeah, but anyways, guys, you know this was just my little chit chat night. I decided to do that. I might go live tomorrow with Hubby because he was on the road. He was just coming in. So, what's the sound? Yeah, he was on the road. Him just coming in. So, you know, I'm gonna call it a night. But tomorrow we might go live because Malia give homework to do. She need to cook some Jamaican food for her homemade class. So I think we're gonna go live and do that tomorrow. She want saltfish fritters. So I think we're gonna do that on live tomorrow. Let's see how that goes because I have so much things to do tomorrow. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope that even if you're watching this video after the fact. Oh, it's outside. I'm not the cats. Even if you're watching these videos after the fact, I hope something resonated with you or it triggers a conversation in your own little circle, or you can comment and tell me something what you got through or we can talk about it, right? So anyways, guys, thank you. Thank you for all who just pop in and know they're popping and pop out. You know, we'll do it a little more often and we'll get there. I appreciate it. And tell a friend, when you tell a friend to make it, just come enough of the community, enough of the family, enough it up. Because I like that we're growing. I see you guys. I see you commenting. I see you subscribing. I appreciate it. Alright? So see you in the next video or on the next live. Bye-bye.